News this morning, we continue to follow the latest from the U.S. Supreme Court, where the justices unanimously voted to allow the drug mifepristone in abortion medication to continue to be available.
It was used in 2/3 of all abortions last year. It's the most common way to end a pregnancy. So let's talk about this with San Jose State University professor Grace Howard and how the court came to this ruling. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So this might surprise a lot of people considering the makeup of the court
Yeah.
and the fact that, they just did Roe v. Wade, and you think, well, it's the same court. How did they come to this decision?
So this decision wasn't really about abortion. This decision was about standing. In this case, we had like a random handful of healthcare providers. One of them was a dentist who were making very hypothetical claims about how maybe one of their patients could take abortion pills and maybe they could have complications and maybe they would be required to then treat them. The court did not buy into those hypotheticals. Usually, if you're going to make an argument like this, you have to demonstrate that this medication does harm to these healthcare providers, and they weren't able to make that claim. So less about protecting abortion and more about kind of court procedure.
But wait, get on to that part about like the health claims, because it also seems like this is something to be taken up with the FDA, no? They have a problem with the FDA, so shouldn't it be taken up with the FDA?
Right. I mean, the FDA does have discretion. They approved this medication 20 years ago, and in that time, we haven't seen evidence that this is a harmful medication. It's a remarkably safe medication. I think one of the reasons why people are breathing a sigh of relief today is if the court had decided differently, it could mean that if you have a problem with any medication, you could just bring a frivolous suit, right, and try to change those regulations. That could be for hormones, that could be for contraceptives. So it's good that the court did not buy into that. However, the battle over contraception legality and abortion legality is far from over.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is not a done deal. What do you anticipate is the next attempt, the next approach to try and achieve these goals? Because those on that side of the argument they've said they're determined to see these laws changed.
Yes, the goal is to ban abortion at the national level and to ban contraception at the national level. This is not a hypothetical. We know that this is happening. So the things I'm looking at currently, there's another Supreme Court opinion we're waiting on. This case is about, well, I've been referring to it as how almost dead do you have to be before you can get emergency care related to abortion?
Right.
I'm concerned about the potential outcome there. I'm also watching the Comstock Act. This is a law from the 1800s. It's an anti-vice law, and it made it a crime to ship obscene materials through the mail. And how they're defining obscene materials, that included contraception, even medical textbooks sometimes.
Yeah, because, right, the whole obscenity, I know it when I see it kind of thing, right? Well,
Absolutely.
Can you go back to how dead do you need to be thing? What did you mean by that? Can you explain a little more?
I know it's a sort of shocking collection of words. What's happening in this case, it comes out of Idaho. Idaho has passed some of the most rigid abortion bans in the country. And where it used to be pretty standard to include exceptions to these bans for things like your health, more and more states are carving out health and limiting it to life only. So let's say not having your emergency abortion care could result in sepsis. You could lose a leg. You're still going to be alive. So is that okay or not okay? Those are the kinds of things we're trying to carve out. In some cases, this is literally life and death stuff. You have to wait until someone is almost dead enough to treat them without violating the state's bans. And for healthcare providers, that could mean, depending on where you are, potentially life in prison. So the stakes here are really high.
It seems as though the argument initially for years had been this needs to be an issue that the states decide for themselves, but it seems more and more recently that they're bringing these challenges to the court that would implement a nationwide federal level ban, which seems to run counter to what the argument was prior to this.
Yes, I think if you trace the anti-abortion arguments over the last few decades, because this has been a decades-long fight on their part, you'll see that the message is whatever it needs to be, right? The message used to be pretty exclusively, we need to protect fetuses. For a little while, the argument was we need to protect women from these, dangerous pills, these overzealous abortion providers, right? So the language and the framing of this issue, they're very skillful at shifting it.
Okay.
So of the things that you mentioned, are any of those cases that you're also watching, will those be announced at any point this year, or are those arguments going to take us into next year?
I think that this issue is going to take us into far into the future. But for the things I mentioned in particular, the emergency medical care case could come from the Supreme Court any day. It will probably come out this month. The Comstock Act stuff, that we're going to sort of have to wait for the elections, right? Because whoever the next president is could full on enact Comstock if they wanted to.
And then, and at the same time, can there be something put, that would stop all of this court action stuff, like, an amendment? Could that actually come to be?
It could, right. I would love it if we amended the U.S. Constitution to include, the full range of reproductive rights options and care. And I would also love to see women in there, right? There's no Equal Rights Amendment. We never passed that. And that's another way that we could potentially protect women and people who have the ability to be pregnant.
Okay, so there'll be dueling efforts. That effort's still continuing on the other side. We'll see.
Well, Professor Howard, thank you so much for joining us this morning and sharing your perspective. We really appreciate your time.